Hey everybody, it's Kaz, and I wanted to let you know that before we actually get into the video, this is the very first time that I myself have actually done a Skype interview and actually recorded it. And so you might see a little bit of choppiness on my end. I mean, there was so much choppiness at times it looked like everybody was kung fu fighting, okay? But the good thing is, on Forteller's end, the ones that designed the app that goes with Gloomhaven and Isofarian Guard and all those wonderful games, their end was generally chop free. The audio generally comes through just fine, so bear with me. It is a fun video. I had a great time talking to this crew. It's definitely worth the watch, and they are doing some amazing things in the board game space. And also, I wanted to let you know that at the end of the video, I'm going to play some audio that they made for the Isofarian Guard and for Gloomhaven, so you get an idea of what they're doing to narrate these really deep, beautiful worlds, and just to see how it's going to change games for the future, in my opinion. Anyway, that's going to be at the end of the video, and then we'll also have some information on how to go about acquiring these things and being able to use them in your own games. Anyway, let's get to it.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dice Odyssey. I'm Kaz, and I'm here with Forteller Games, the guys that have designed the app that is for the Isofarian Guard, which, as if you watch that former video that I did, you know I was like just going nuts over that game and what the potential was for it, especially for games in the future. And now they've got something coming out here soon for Gloomhaven. That's pretty sweet, right? So go ahead and do some introductions. Guys, let's get the names, introductions, pleasantries, favorite game color, favorite board game. You go ahead and start.
All right. My name is Travis Simpson. I am the president and the chief product officer at Forteller Games. I have been doing this for the last about year at Forteller Games, and I've kind of recently got into board games only the last couple years. So it's all pretty new for me, but we can kind of get into that as we progress. What was it? The favorite food? Is that what the question was?
Yeah, there's so many questions.
I'll say that salt and vinegar chips when we're all hanging out is probably one of my favorites. Don't look at me like that.
Oh, that's
How dare you?
You're off the show.
yeah.
I'll go ahead and talk to you guys now. All right, so, and then your favorite board game, just give me that.
My favorite board game right now is probably Everdale at the moment, just because it gets to the table the most often.
And it has it free. Okay, cool. And how about you, brother?
Yeah, I'm
We're
Jason.
just going down the line.
Yep, I'm the CEO, and I'm the Chief Creative Officer. So I'm in charge of all of the digital marketing, at least the production of it, and the experience for the app. Favorite food is cheese tortellini, which is delicious. And board game is actually Seventh Continent. This is my favorite so far.
Okay.
Yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like your answers. They're good. You can stay. You can stay. All right, brother. I'm making him feel horrible. How about you, brother?
My name is Thomas St. Pierre. I am the Chief Technology Officer and Chairman of Forteller. My responsibilities are really around creating all the digital products and that kind of stuff, and a lot of business management as well. We all partake in that. My favorite food would probably be homemade spaghetti by my mother, because it's really Italian. If you've ever had homemade pasta, it's very different.
Okay.
Well, brother, I can go ahead and say I agree with you because my wife's from Italy.
Yeah.
Which explains a little bit why I've had a little weight gain, with the little extra carbs. I completely understand. I used to be a lot thinner, So, and your favorite game, brother? Favorite game?
My favorite game is probably going to be Dungeon of the Mad Mage by WizKids, the D&D adventure game. We play that.
Okay.
That's one I get to bring my family around for. They're not really into board games, so every Sunday get at my mom's house, and we actually get my mom to play that game. So
Oh, that's cool. Wow, your mother got into it.
yeah,
She got into a game called Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Your mother is hardcore. Anyway, okay.
I never said
All
I was a kid.
All right, so what do you love most about gaming? Guys, we're going a little personal to start. I'm just letting everybody know. We're going a little personal to start, and we're going to get into exactly what they're doing with the app, especially for Gloomhaven. But I just wanted to get to you to know who they were to start. So what do you love most about gaming? And again, it can be a short shrift. No big deal.
Yeah. I think for me, the thing that I absolutely love about board games and just gaming in general is how it brings everyone together. It's kind of how we got started with this whole thing in the first place, was a reason or an excuse for all of us to be in the same room together. I've been a big video gamer for most of my life, but as we've gotten older, it's been harder and harder to get your butt to sit down in front of a computer, especially all of us kind of do that for a living currently. And any way we can get away from the screen is always a good time. And so we've kind of, all of us, I guess, have really started to get more into just board gaming as a whole because it brings us together.
He took all the good answers.
Yeah, he did. He started with the salt and vinegar, and,
Yeah.
and then he stole all the good ones for this one.
There's something in my eye, man. You're back on the show now. Good job. All right. All right. So is that pretty much how y'all feel? Pretty much? Because that would probably been close enough to my answer, too.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, there's also another creative aspect to board gaming, and then just tabletop gaming in general, where you can either put yourself more in the position of like the characters that you're playing or the strategy that you're trying to build. Or if you're running a D&D or a Pathfinder game, you get that additional creative aspect that I think is a little lacking in video games, and also kind of a brain shut off if you're watching a TV show or a movie. It's more, I don't know, immersive and encapsulating to me anyway.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. All right. So, and you feel the same way, right, brother?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to sound a little weird because of what we do, but in today's day and age, there's so much digital. The tabletop gaming aspect doesn't really let us like interact more like personally, right? So
Yeah.
it's good to kind of force ourselves to put down the just talk to a human, right? Like it's crazy. I mean, I'm
through a screen.
a developer, so my relationship, my majority of my life has been with a monitor, right? So
Yeah.
it's good to come around to the table and play with other people and share experiences.
Okay. Awesome, man. That's exact. I mean, pretty much everything y'all said, I feel the same way. So, this is going well. Now, how did you get started into Forteller? What was the great idea for this amazing company? And I say that again because I had a little taste of it at Gen Con. For those who don't know, on the Isofarian Guard app, it was just amazing, and it was so immersive, and I was so excited about what you guys are going to do in the future. So, how did this get started?
Yeah, so it kind of got started once Jason and I got into D&D. So a couple years back, I've never played tabletop. We were trying to get everyone together and do something for fun. We were playing Magic the Gathering a lot, and it was very PvP-centric. We were trying to do something that was a bit more cooperative. And we started to look at other things that we could do outside of just tabletop RPGs. And there was this really, kind of entry-level Kickstarter campaign going on for Kingdom Death Monster. And so I just decided first board game
Very little.
to jump into Kingdom Death Monster. And Adam had a great trailer for Kingdom Death Monster. And it was just the introduction to the prologue where you're fighting against the White Lion. And I really, really was very attracted to the atmosphere, the voice, the sound effects, and the world that Adam kind of created through that trailer. And that was kind of the initial spark through that. And then, again, picking up Gloomhaven a couple months later on their second edition for the Kickstarter campaign. And looking at Gloomhaven, the great world that Isaac created, and trying to find other ways to make that even more immersive. Because we would all kind of play Gloomhaven together and read through the scenarios. We'd kind of be DMs. We'd each change who's going to read the book. We try to do different character voices. Right. And it all of a sudden kind of clicked. Well, what if we kind of messed around and I tried to do a voice recording? And I did at first, the first kind of pass was really me just doing all the character voices. So I was the narrator, kind of did a cheesy, old English accent, plus the different characters that were in the first scenario. And we put it online. So I put it up there on Reddit and through the Gloomhaven Facebook page. And it really blew up. A lot of people had great responses to just the audio clips itself. And that's when I reached out to Jason and kind of talked to him about, could we do something more with this? We're all in technology. Is there a way we can deliver this to people?
Right. And then that sort of stemmed into putting together a sort of structural prototype to get feedback. And then, you came on just like right after I did. And we all kind of collectively decided, like, this should be, one, there's a demand for it from at least the people that saw the posts. And two, there's not really an avenue, or at least something that what we're doing, it doesn't really exist in board gaming realm. It does exist for like tabletop, like you can get soundscapes and music and stuff, and that's a lot what we were doing, putting together music and soundscapes for our D&D games. But we thought this is a good need. Let's sort of pursue it further, and it just kind of grew from there.
Yeah. And that for me was what hit me at Gen Con when I sat down with it. Eric's a friend of mine. I love him to death, and he wanted me to come do the interview. And I kind of had an idea what to expect because I'd already kind of had a recording of it for the Isofarian Guard. But having the headphones on and just getting immersed into that world, I was going, wow, I'm going to make more time for campaign games. I'm saying? I'm just like, so... And that was the thing that got me really excited about it. As like I said, I'm assuming y'all seen the video that I did about it, and it was just like all that excitement was absolutely legitimate. I was like, ooh, kid in a candy store. So, so how's the reception been from the general gaming public outside myself?
A lot of downloads, a lot of people interested, a lot of people actually getting the narration, and the feedback has been pretty tremendous. We have comments like, we now play once or twice a week instead of once a month now. Or my session group won't play without Forteller because, and this isn't like me humble bragging, like I'm genuinely excited and happy that people are enjoying the stuff that we're making. And we just want to keep doing it.
Yeah. We even had somebody on our Facebook page come in and say that they're buying Gloomhaven because it had Forteller on it.
Yeah.
That kind of big.
Yeah,
and
right.
It fuels all of us. Right?
Yeah,
We get pumped.
Makes you feel rewarded.
Yeah.
Like, this is our gift to the world, right? Like, this has been a passion project for all of us. Like for me, when I came on board, tabletop gaming was really something I probably couldn't do. I grew up in a time before dyslexia was like really known, and I'm dyslexic. So when I was in third grade, I was illiterate. I couldn't read or write, but I was brilliant at math. I have a degree in physics, I have a degree in engineering, like you name it. I'm great at math, but I couldn't read or write. I couldn't at all, and they didn't know what to do with me. So when I come into a project like this, I look at this as breaking down barriers to people like me that I'm embarrassed to try to read out loud or anything like that. Like, it impedes my ability to play content and enjoy it, right? So that's my personal touch to it, is
right.
Like that's why we're so connected. These types of reactions and stuff, it validates everything that we've been feeling and trying to get out and build, get the momentum, and it's just fantastic to see.
Right.
Very much so. Well said.
So I kind of got I kind of got the idea about why Gloomhaven at that point from what you said. How Gloomhaven? How did you meet? I'm assuming you've met Isaac face to face, maybe, or I don't know how that worked. You met him at a con?
Yeah, we have. They actually reached out to us. Price ended up reaching out to us after we posted on their Gloomhaven Facebook group. And we just got a message from Price wanting to know more because it got so much traction on their Facebook page. And from there, we ended up kind of developing a really good relationship. And we went out with both Eric and Price for Gen Con last year. And we were kind of almost vagabonds in Price's or Cephalofair's booth, where they allowed us to have that space there.
We crashed it.
We crashed it.
We crashed
totally crashed it. Because we were doing surveys. We wanted to kind of get to know the player base.
Yeah.
We wanted to understand what the players were looking for, get feedback at Gen Con. It was the first time we get to talk to our players.
Right,
you know?
right. Yeah. And then, we continue building the relationship, and they really like what we've been doing. And we've, been to PAX East, PAX West, right?
West.
And then PAX Unplugged with them specifically. So we had space within their booth to showcase Forteller and help them, with their demos and then demoing our audio to their players that came by. So it's a really great partnership that I think we really appreciate a lot.
Yeah. And you and maybe I missed it. Did you actually get to talk to Isaac directly about all of it? And
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I must have missed it when you said it. Okay, cool, man. And he's fully on board then. He's excited about it. And did he get to hear the Isofarian Guard stuff beforehand? Because, see, I don't know what you started with. It sounds like what I heard at Gen Con was the first thing, but I don't know.
Well, so the first thing was a sort of demo that we put together, not using more than, I think, 1 or 2 voice actors, so that we can at least gauge public perception and demand for that. And when it did come back, then we actually worked with Eric to put together all of the audio narration for the Kickstarter for Isofarian Guard. And then in the interim, at the same time, we're sort of building the Gloomhaven narration at the same time so that we can take to Gen Con and we can demo that. I think we had like 1 or 2 scenarios completed, or 3 scenarios completed for Gloomhaven.
I think we had 3 or 4 scenarios for Gen Con for Gloomhaven.
So it was sort of compounding, and as soon as we started one, we started another one and another one, and it just kind of grew from there.
That's cool. So how many scenarios do you actually have finished right now, or any particular release date on the full package? I mean, I don't know how it works. I did download your app, and I saw the first 2. The what was the second one called? Something Borrow. What was it? On the Gloomhaven.
Yeah, Black Barrow.
Black Barrow. Yeah, that's it. I loved what I heard. I'm just wondering, do you have to go in and buy scenarios? How does this work?
So basically, what we do is we offer a few of the scenarios for free to just test out and see if if you enjoy the audio. If you don't like it, then obviously you're not obligated to get it, but we encourage everyone to. But if you want to continue moving past just the prologue and the first scenario, then you would buy the full package of the audio narration. And what we have is 51 total scenarios, so 0 to 51. So it's the main campaign completed for Gloomhaven. One of our major comments is where is the side scenarios and the road and city cards, and we would love to do them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But and we would like to do them in the future. But what we wanted to do in the beginning for the first game that we did was get a complete story fully done, so that everyone who wants to play the main campaign all the way through, they can. And that just kept like budget down and our timelines very tight and our quality really high. So if we didn't want to do quantity, we want to do really, really high quality audio. So
and completing a product.
Right.
So Kaz, you're asking like, well, how do you even get an audience with Cephalofair, right?
Yeah.
We still have to demonstrate like we can deliver a product, right? So all those factors together, that 51 chunk, that main story, that was what we thought we could complete
For sure.
high quality, and show Cephalofair like that this is a milestone we're reaching. We mean business, and obviously, it's well received. Like
Right.
it works, right?
Yeah.
And that's any building block of business, right? You have to have some sort of deliverable. I think, it's good that we're hearing the feedback for
Yeah.
where's the rest of it, because we too want to do the rest of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of the best feedback to get, right?
It's the best feedback. It's
we
literally
want more.
the best.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the best complaint you could ever hear is where's the
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah. And the big thing for us is that we're all self-funded. So we really wanted to make sure that the initial story was sound, that we had that main campaign part of Gloomhaven, and that we were able to get great voice actors that were able to voice some of the main characters that you'll come across in that main campaign.
It sounds like we need to get you the narration so you can go through the audio.
Yes. Well, and look, I'm going to go back to something you said earlier. You said that the audio, that the actual narration was causing people to want to buy the game.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Here's the funny part. Confession time. I have not played Gloomhaven. And yeah, I know. And it's not because of a lack of wanting to. It's just a matter of there is something in the universe that was created that I wish I had an unlimited amount of, and it's called money. And the
Right.
fact is, but I'll tell you the funny part. My buddy got the game. He had kickstarted it. Excuse me. And he shows me the box. He shows me all the innards. We're going to start playing it, and he moves away, completely out of town. I almost stole the box. I was this close to seeing how much he really did a good job on packing, So I was going to say, oh, yeah, you left it here. I'll give it to you in a year. I'll make sure it gets back to you. But anyway,
Just take
so,
it off the
yeah, exactly. But, that was the thing, though. When I downloaded the app, I sat there and I went, I want to get this game now. I mean, I'm serious. I was thinking, yeah, it's immersing me. If you couldn't see, I'm a fantasy fan. Okay, I love Lord of the Rings, and and I'll say this: I've got the Lord of the Rings game back here, Journeys in Middle Earth. The app just absolutely immerses you more, and it's got the music. It's got I don't how much voice acting, if any. I can't remember off the top of my head. I haven't gone terribly much through it, but what I have seen has immersed me more. So this app in particular, and this narration, the voice acting, the sound effects, man, nobody else that I know of was doing it like you guys were doing. I'm talking about on the immersion scale. Right. You might have an app that walks you through things like the Journey and Chronicles of Crime and things of that nature, but to actually narrate it with a full voice cast, beautiful orchestrated music. I mean, that main theme, for example, for the Isofarian Guard.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
it was amazing.
yeah. And so I was very excited when I sat down with the Gloomhaven app. Just those two audios, I was going, okay, I need to get this game somehow, and so it is something that I personally, yes, I am biased because I automatically love it, but I got a question for you. Have you heard anybody give you any negatives on it, like that you can think of that would be something that you would want to say?
I mean, the only negatives I think we've received is some people don't like the price. Yeah. That's I think our second biggest complaint. There's not a lot of people that are saying that. And then where's the rest of the game? I think that's the number one. And I understand, there's a lot of content to that game, and we would love to do it all. And I think eventually we will. But we just want to make sure that we stay. We've got the main campaign out there. We have some other things that we're also working towards, and that library of games we want to build up as well. So we want to get sort of a large range of things.
Yeah. And that's
cool.
For us, right? It's on the Forteller side that it is a platform.
Right.
That one of the things that we kind of saw as people that are in kind of software development world is this kind of big need where there is no one place that houses all this stuff.
Mhm.
As we were starting to play a lot of the more electronic board games, you're opening this app, you're opening that app, and this app, and
it's too fragmented, and
Yeah.
as a player or a consumer, like, it's different experiences in all the apps, right? So we set out primarily to make one Steam-like experience
Yeah.
for them, where no matter what game is there in Forteller, you know that Forteller built the app, you have that experience, you know it's going to be quality, and you know the narration level is going to be uncompromised.
yeah.
Right.
Right, because that we will not compromise
Yeah.
our quality of narration, right? That's just one of our core things.
Yeah.
We want to create that consistent feel, no matter what game that you decide to get on our platform,
Yeah.
right?
And so, oh, I'm sorry, you were going to say something.
Oh, I was just kind of touching back. Like, a lot of places try to make. Well, they do. They don't try. They do. They make apps. They make digital apps. But I mean, the three of us on the bench here, we have about 60 years of software development experience. Between the three of us.
Yeah.
There's more people not on the bench, right? We've been building software for a very long time, and we know what fails, what works. We bring all that experience to the table, so we feel confident. Like, when we're looking at it, we're like, we can do this better.
Yes.
Right.
That's what we kept telling ourselves. We can do this better. We can do this better, and we set the bar high, and we nailed it. At least I feel like we did.
Yeah. I think another piece.
I would agree.
Yeah, I think another piece of that too is on the development end, right? So when it comes to your designers and your publishers, that's a lot for people to maintain. There's a lot of money that a lot of these companies have to put forth in order just to even get their kind of foot in the door when it comes to an application.
Right.
And
Well, even to maintain the
and then to maintain it
Yeah,
on top of that. And so our app allows us to be able to maintain it, right? There's consistency of experience across all the different library of games that we can offer. We can continue to expand those features so we have more offerings to not only the players that play on within the Forteller app itself, but also for the developers and the publishers that come to us with their titles.
We can talk about Middara, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing.
Well, this is a good example, right?
Right.
So, we went out and we did the narration for Gloomhaven. Well, you did the narration for Gloomhaven. I didn't. But Middara, on the other hand, so part of the platform we're building is Middara more so decided it would make sense to join our family, right? We announced that partnership on Valentine's Day.
Partnership.
Yes. They decided it would be better cost benefit for both companies that like they would forego their own digital app, come onto our platform and utilize like a white glove service, right? They already had audio narration, right?
Yeah.
And our platform allows for us to bring in third party as well. So we're not limited to even our own production constraints.
Right.
We can bring on other people that so maybe somebody has an app and they have a game and it's successful but their costs are getting too high to maintain it.
Yeah.
Or they just want to get in the marketplace from a publisher standpoint. Gamers are playing the games and they're seeing the other titles in the catalog. That has some benefits to the publisher side. So we wanted to make it desirable for both the players and the publishers, but still make it for the if that makes sense.
I get that. Yeah.
Driven.
Yeah, and I'll say this, on the solo player front, I am not a massive solo gamer. Anybody on my channel, they know this because I rant and rave about solo games and how much I don't play solo games. And I've been playing them a lot more lately because it's a dang app.
On the YouTube.
You just got like 10.
I just got, and it's not anything against solo gamers because I got a bunch of friends of mine who are content creators who do it. I love them. That's that's their side of the river. I'm on this side. I don't like myself that much. I don't want to play by myself that much. But if I have an app, who that will help guide me through and immerse me, like the Time of Legends Destinies that came out from Lucky Duck and I think Mythic, that I literally dropped my head down, and I think it was like an hour and a half, 2 hours later, I come up and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's that long, and I'm sitting there playing by myself and having a ball, And so the Isofarian Guard, and maybe even Gloomhaven, if I can get to it, this is the kind of thing that would make me want to get down and dirty with it, and just play by myself. Nobody else can be allowed because I want to be immersed. And even if other people come, they'll go, this is amazing. We got to try this and get, it's like a movie at that point. It's like a movie night, and your guys are getting together and we're going to watch Endgame at the theater. You know what I mean? It's the same kind of feel. And we can all cheer and stand up when, Thanos gets torn up. And you get what I'm saying. It's the same. Captain America. I don't care if I spoiled at this point. Captain America, man. Anyway. So, but I'm saying, man, that's the same kind of feel that I want from this. And I feel like it's going to deliver. And that's what I'm excited about. So, but anyway, so when is now how many scenarios do you have currently? Is it 51?
Yeah. Yeah, 51 for Gloomhaven. So it's 0 to 50. You'll get the prologue all the way up to 51 for Gloomhaven. And then for Middara, we'll be launching, it's their produced audio, but it'll be on our platform starting in June. And I think there is like 4 hours or something like that. It's all of Act 1 for Middara. So it's all 5 chapters.
All 5 chapters. Yeah.
Actually, I think it's
24 it's actually 22 or 24 hours
of 24 hours of audio
that Succubus Publishing has created for Middara.
Right.
It's a lot of audio. So we're actually bringing that into our application and hosting it on the Forteller app itself. So we're bringing them into the fold, part of the Forteller family.
Yeah.
Sweet. One more question on that front, and you may not be able to answer this. I don't know. Do you have any more past that you've got in development, or can you say?
What was that?
I saw your eyes, man. He's like, I'm not saying.
As much about as much as we can say, we are talking to Cephalofair about some opportunities that may be coming up very quickly.
Okay.
Yeah. Soon.
All right.
Yeah. Soon. Okay. Trademark.
That was a beautiful sidestep, my friend, and I'll take it. Okay. We'll go for. I think that's a great place to end. So anyway, yeah, I've had a great time talking to you guys. I am very excited about the where you're going to take things, and again, if you can make me a solo gamer, miracles can happen, I mean, it's this kind of stuff that can do that. And I know other people that have said similar things when they watched my video, for example, and they were like, are you serious? That's a thing now? Yes. And so it's amazing how many people want to play campaign games that don't care about those normally because of stuff like this. And so, yeah, I'm very excited about it, and I'm really excited for more people to jump on board. And anybody who's watching this video right now, you should go to the Forteller page and like them, get some more traction on these guys. Again, they've got Isofarian Guard coming out soon. Yeah, exactly. Isofarian Guard coming out soon. They're doing the Gloomhaven app, Middara, 10 or 12 others that we don't know about. So there's a lot of cool stuff these guys got coming out, and they definitely. I got to meet a few of them at Gen Con, and great group of guys. You can tell how excited I am. So, yes, I have a bias. Sue me. I don't care. So, anyway. But anyway.
You're listening to Isofarian Guard. I think Eric's game does a great job in terms of, I think it's a great game for us. I think it does a good job in really helping tell that story. You're kind of talking about you being, or wanting to be possibly a solo gamer, maybe being converted. The complex characters in Eric's game, I think, really adds to the dynamic, right? The characters are really talking back and forth between one another. It's a little bit different than something like Cephalofair's Gloomhaven, where you're more being talked at, kind of like Zelda almost, compared to really a fully immersed audio drama that the Isofarian Guard kind of brings to the table.
It was more RPG.
It's very, very RPG-esque.
So what you're saying is that depending on the game, the vocal recordings, everything will be a little bit different, catered to each game. Okay,
Yeah, I mean,
that's cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, the quality is still going to be there. We're still going to get really good voice actors. We're going to have music that fits well with every scene. But the cadence is a little different between, one game to the next. Gloomhaven's a little bit more linear when it comes to the story, whereas Isofarian Guard is a little all over the place, and you could lose yourself real quick.
If only there was an app for that.
Okay. Oh, man. So for anybody who wants to actually check out the actual app itself, we have some overlays, right, that we're going to go ahead and tail at the end of this video. I'm assuming y'all are going to give me some, so I can go ahead and add those in. Hey, man, if you want people to check the sexiness out, we got to do it, baby. So anyway, we'll go ahead and do that. And also, where can they find you online? I already talked about your pages, but where specifically do they need to find you?
So we're on Facebook. At Forteller Games, same with Twitter. Actually, we don't have a name, like a full name for YouTube yet, but we are also on SoundCloud if you want to check out some of the clips there. You can also go to fortellergames.com. That's our website. You can look and see all of the games, the details. We also have examples of audio tracks for the games that we've produced or are working on.
And all the social links are up there, too.
All social links, yep. And you can go to Android or the Google Play Store or iOS or the Apple App Store to download on whatever device you have.
And if you're a publisher, you can call my cell phone.
Oh, yeah, baby.
There actually is a publisher contact form on our site as well for anybody that's interested in partnering with us.
Okay, sweet. Well, this is a great group of guys, great company, and I personally, if you couldn't tell, I've spoiled it the entire video. I'm a very excited man about everything they're doing. Please check out Forteller and go contact these guys. Talk to them. They'll answer your questions as they did just now. So anyway, thank you so much, guys. And again, stick around. Anybody who wants to hear the actual recordings from the app, we will put those at the end of the video. I'm Kaz. This is the Dice Odyssey. Thank you so much. You have a blessed day, and game away. Thanks, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Everyone needs to eat. Whatever your reason for coming to Gloomhaven, out here on the edge of the world, that simple fact is never going to change. A mercenary can't fight on an empty stomach. So when Jexera, a Valrath woman wearing a red cloak and enough gold jewelry to keep you fed for a decade, approaches you in the Sleeping Lion and offers to pay you 10 gold coins to track down a thief and retrieve some stolen goods, well, it seems like as good an excuse as any to sober up and start paying off your tab.
This thief has taken some important documents,
says the red-skinned merchant, her tail whipping about in agitation.
I don't care what you do to him, just bring back what is mine.
Based on Jexera's description, it was easy enough to knock around a few alley thugs and get a location of the thieves' hideout. You don't find yourself as a mercenary way out in Gloomhaven without knowing how to crack a few skulls. So, your target is the Black Barrow. Sounds like a lovely place.
glowing. You blink your eyes, but nothing changes. They just stand there, glowing.
Stonebound.
The words form in your mind. You immediately begin scrambling for other explanations. A trick of the light, a hallucination, anything to explain how two people can be standing right in front of you, glowing.
Captain?
Yana's quiet voice pulls you out of your thoughts. You look up to see she's staring at you.
What?
Your voice catches. You can't seem to remember how to speak.
Captain, it's okay. Everything will be okay.
She smiles and places a small stone in your hand. Time ceases to exist. You're surrounded by an immense presence that threatens to overwhelm your senses. Pieces of your life flash before your eyes. Your father teaching you how to string a bow. Fishing for striped fish in the hole in the lake ice. Laying in the loft as mother's stories fill your head with wonder each night. You also see darker things. Stealing a chicken from Brother Fenn's yard. Bloodying Carl's nose in a childhood fight. The terror of your first battle. The face of the first soldier you ever killed. Just a boy whimpering for his life as you struck again and again, trying to silence him. You look up and see a vast darkness stretching out before you. Tenebrous. It rolls over you like a fog, burying you in shame and regret. Suddenly, a voice calls out to you from beyond the chaos. You turn to the voice, and the darkness is shattered. You breathe in, out, and everything is okay. When you finally open your eyes, your guards are all around you. Pavel, Yana, Catherine, Yuri, Vera, and Karzin. You look at each of them and see that you are all something more now.
Stonebound.
The word comes to your mind again. In the back of your mind, the voice is still there, speaking to you, guiding you. You sense that it's calling you to a valley. The Valley of Lux.
Guards.
Your voice is odd in your own ears.
I know not what is happening, but I know that nothing will be the same again.
Your words seem to break some strange spell, and time resumes.
I can see that you all have experienced something like what I have. While we have been fighting our petty wars, a great darkness has come upon us unseen.
Your guards are silent, no doubt reliving their own experiences with the enveloping shadow.
But fear not, for there is a mighty presence who guides us now.
At this, your fellow stonebound look up hopefully, and there are even a few smiles.
We can all hear the voice calling us to the valley, and I wish to go. But I feel it is my duty as captain to warn the king of what is coming.
You continue before there can be any objections.
Karzin, you are the most experienced guard here. I want you to lead everyone to the valley, while I travel to Silni. If I can make the king see the truth, we can strike a mighty blow against the shadow.
Karzin looks at you intently.
Captain, I will do my best, but I can't help thinking you're making a mistake by trying to convince the king.
Perhaps. But I owe it to the people of Isofar to try. They must know that the Stonebound are real. When I'm done, I will meet you all in the valley.
You give one last look to your guards, your fellow Stonebound, before stepping on the road to Silni.
This video is brought to you by Fallen Dominion Studios. Check out their website at fallendominionstudios.com.